From the Millersville University Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Kyle Elliott here with the medium range forecast and video discussion issued on Monday, May 18th. One stark contrast to the hot and humid conditions that we'll be dealing with through the middle of the week. Memorial Day weekend is going to turn out cloudy, damp, dreary, and much chillier. In fact, this is what I like to call the Memorial Day weekend classic. It seems to almost happen year after year after year where we deal with these cloudy and cooler conditions over Memorial Day weekend, both here locally in the Lower Susquehanna Valley and at the beaches of the Mid-Atlantic coastline. So without further ado, let me start by taking a look at the Canadian model for 18Z or 2 p.m. on Thursday. And what you'll notice here is that the cold front that moves through our region Wednesday night, I don't have it contoured here, but by Thursday afternoon, it's essentially going to be draped across North Carolina or southern Virginia. It is going to try to lift back northward a little bit from Friday into Saturday, but we're still going to be north of that boundary. So as a result, by Thursday, we're going to have these northerly winds ushering much cooler air into the region. So in stark contrast to tomorrow with highs in the mid to upper 90s and Wednesday with highs near 90, by Thursday afternoon, high temperatures may struggle to reach the 70-degree mark. Now, Thursday itself doesn't look like it's going to be a bad day. Skies should generally be partly sunny on Thursday with highs around 70. There's good agreement here between both the Canadian and the European models on that. But what you'll notice is that we have this boundary again draped to our south, and that's going to start to lift back northward and also combine with another storm system over the central states. It's going to be tracking toward the Ohio Valley and the Great Lakes region from Friday into Saturday. Now, there are some subtle differences in the timing between the Canadian and the European models here on Friday. If the Euro is right, we generally hold dry conditions throughout most, if not all, of the day on Friday. Now, skies would generally be partly to mostly cloudy, but temperatures would still be around 70 Friday afternoon if the Euro is right. If the Canadian's right and the rain gets here around noon, then highs would only be in the low to mid 60s on Friday. I'm kind of favoring the faster solution at this point with that rain returning around noon on Friday. Unfortunately, as we move forward into Saturday, what you'll notice is we have this Canadian high pressure system over southeastern Canada, and the clockwise flow around that means that low-level east to southeasterly flow is going to persist off the Atlantic here on Saturday. So cloudy Saturday just looks to be a damp, dreary, and downright miserable day, both for us here in the Lower Susquehanna Valley and beachgoers along the Delaware and New Jersey coastlines here. So Saturday, just a pretty bad day overall, especially for Memorial Day weekend. You're going to want to hunker down inside. It's going to be cloudy, damp, and dreary with periods of light rain and drizzle throughout the day. And with that easterly flow present, don't be surprised if high temperatures are stuck in the 50s Saturday afternoon. There's good agreement here between the Canadian and the European models both Saturday and again on Sunday. You can see on the Canadian here that frontal boundary is still draped across Virginia. We're to the north of that boundary dealing with low-level easterly flow off the Atlantic. Cloudy, damp, chilly conditions with periods of light rain and drizzle. Euro's a little bit more optimistic here on Sunday, but it still wouldn't be a very good day with easterly flow, clouds and a few showers around throughout the day. And unfortunately, as we move into Memorial Day itself, conditions do look a little bit better, but I can still foresee mostly cloudy skies with showery conditions around, with high temperatures still a little bit below average in the upper 60s to low 70s. So unfortunately, Memorial Day weekend does kind of look like a washout this year. So if you do have beach plans, you might want to find some indoor activities to do as the weather is going to be downright nasty for beachgoers. As we take a look at the medium range campus weather service forecast, much cooler on Thursday with a mix of clouds and sun, high 68. Mostly cloudy and cool on Friday with a chance of showers, especially in the afternoon, high 64. Cloudy, damp, and dreary on Saturday with periods of rain and drizzle, high 58. And then more of the same on Sunday, cloudy, damp, and dreary with a chance of rain with high temperatures around 60 degrees. Well, that'll do it for this edition of the Medium Range Forecast. Tune back in next Tuesday for the latest edition. Until then, stay dry and stay warm out there over Memorial Day weekend.